By a vote of 51 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, the Council has duly elected Councilmember Julie Menin as the Speaker of the City Council.
Welcome back to Inside City Hall. That was the moment earlier today that Councilmember Julie Menin was unanimously elected to be the next Speaker of the City Council. She joins me now to talk about her new role and much more. Welcome back to the program and congratulations.
Thank you, Errol. So great to be back with you in this new role.
Exactly right. So now what happens? How do you actually organize it now? There are lots of committees. You're going to be naming the members and the chairs of the various committees. How does that happen?
So basically on January 15th, which will be the next stated meeting, we will be announcing every single committee chair and then which members comprise each of the respective committees. The Rules Committee needs to ratify that, so that vote will happen the morning of the 15th. And I'm having one-on-one meetings with every single member in the coming days to continue the conversations around committees.
You were nominated by Kevin Riley, Councilmember Linda Lee, Councilmember Eric Dinowitz. Should we read anything into that? Are they going to be chairing, finance, land use, and the other desirable committees?
They are all incredible members, and I look forward to making announcements on the 15th.
Okay. When it comes to naming people to committees, there have been times in the past where there are some members who have ended up not serving on any committee. What's the logic that you're going to be using to try and figure out who goes where?
Well, members should be serving on committees. I mean, when I started in the council, I was on 9 committees. I think, honestly, that's too many committees, because if you really want to have fulsome committee oversight hearings and be able to ask cogent questions, you can't be serving on 9 committees. It's too much. But with that said, we do need members on every single committee, and you really want to look at the experience of the member, what they're interested in, making sure we have diverse membership, that we have borough equity across the board. So there are many factors that go into it. We have so many incredible colleagues with great experience, so I want to tap into that unique experience as we select committee chairs.
Okay, so as you get the council organized, there's some unfinished business from the last administration.
Yes.
I'm thinking in particular of some of the 19 last-minute vetoes that the prior mayor, Eric Adams, signed, the bills that he killed on his way out the door. How are you going to handle those, and should we assume that you're going to be systematically trying to override those vetoes?
We are definitely going to be doing a significant number of overrides. With that said, there are several bills that did not have a supermajority of support, so we need to go back and look at them. We have new members. We need to see where the new members are on those bills that did not have a supermajority. But for those bills that did, of course, we will be doing a number of significant overrides. At the same time, Errol, we need to prioritize building affordable housing. That is one of the #1 priorities that we have as a council, and I want the council to be a proactive partner in building affordable housing. There are a couple bills that we're going to look at, speak with the respective members to make sure that we are not passing any bills that thwart the ability to build affordable housing. So I've started some of those conversations with the sponsors of those bills, and those conversations will continue, because the bottom line is we need to really jump charge the building of affordable housing in every community across New York City.
Mayor Mamdani has already named a couple of task forces and hired a number of commissioners in order to get started on that very important task. How do you rank things so far? I know it's early days on trying to figure out how and where you'll be able to work with him.
We have had very productive conversations to date. We have had several meetings where we've been able to substantively talk about the issues. There's a lot of commonality, obviously, about building affordable housing, enacting universal childcare, which is something, honestly, the council's been working on for several years. We've passed numerous packages on this. Now, in partnership with the mayor and the governor, we look to make that a reality. I'm very focused on lowering skyrocketing healthcare costs. Medical debt is the leading cause of debt for New Yorkers. We created 2 years ago the Office of Healthcare Accountability, which will lower healthcare costs and finally bring transparency to opaque hospital pricing. So these are all issues where we can focus on the affordability agenda. I also, talked to him about other issues as well. I mean, one of the things that I want to focus on is consumer protection and protecting small businesses. I'm a former small business owner. The fees are too high for small businesses. We need to lower onerous fines across the board for fine assessing agencies. We need to cut through through bureaucratic red tape so we make it easier for our small businesses to operate. And we also want to attract new businesses to our great city and at the same time have the strongest worker protections in the country.
Okay. When it comes to fast and free buses, is that something that will be on the council's agenda?
So we really don't have a role on fast and free buses. It's more of a state issue in terms of the funding. With that said, I happen to have the district that is the highest ridership, the M15, which snakes through my district. Obviously, we want the buses to be faster. That is something that I believe every single council member supports. In terms of the funding, it is going to be up to Albany to make that decision. It's obviously up to the governor and Albany to make the decision on the funding. But we do want to see expedited buses. A faster part is something that we, the council, can really push very much for.
We're going to get the governor's budget in just a few weeks from now. Is that something where you'll be sort of paying close attention right from the beginning, or are you going to wait to sort of see what rolls downhill and the city council has to deal with later in the spring?
Well, no, we plan on playing a big part of it. We plan on going up to Albany proactively many, many times. We have to be a partner in moving forward a lot of these issues at the city level, and so much depends on the state. With the Trump administration making just seismic, disastrous cuts, this is very concerning to childcare, to healthcare, to so many vital issues. And that's why, Errol, it's incumbent upon us as a city council to try to find savings in the city budget. So, for example, one of the areas I'm very focused on, as I mentioned, healthcare accountability. The new office we created could potentially save the city $2 billion if we harness our purchasing power as the second largest purchaser of healthcare in the entire state to drive down costs. So that's something I plan on being very actively involved in. Another area is no-bid contracts. No-bid contracts have been utilized by many administrations, and it really drives the cost up. There should always be competitive bidding. So I have a bill to eradicate the use of no-bid contracts beyond 30 days in an emergency, and that could save the city potentially billions of dollars as well.
Okay, we'll be keeping an eye out for that for sure. Back when you were putting forward your credentials about why you might want to be Speaker, one of the things you talked about was a more proactive, maybe more aggressive use of the subpoena power of the City Council, both within government and with private entities. Talking about government for just a minute, some of your members have indicated that they think that there's some unfinished business with the Eric Adams administration that might require council action. Is that something on your radar?
Absolutely. We need to retrospectively take a look back at what happened the last couple of years. Oversight, there's no oversight right now. Oversight is going to be looking back at the last couple of years. So many of the city agencies, Errol, have been gutted. So I used to work at the law department in a senior role. There is almost 1/3 vacancies at the city law department. How can these agencies truly function with this? The no-bid contracts I mentioned were constantly given out to various entities with little to no scrutiny oftentimes. So yes, we are going to have fulsome oversight and we're going to take a look back. I'm also very interested in procurement reform. Why is it costing the New York City Parks Department $4 million to build a bathroom in a park? Why is it taking oftentimes up to a decade simply to renovate a park? That's absurd, and we need to look at that, and we really need to change that once and for all.
Okay, sounds like there are going to be some big changes. There are also going to be some little changes. I saw in city and state that you're a stickler for time and you're going to actually start the meetings on time, which would be a first in my experience. I've only been looking at this stuff for about 40 years now.
We did. I think we need to respect everyone's time. Everyone's time is important. I'm a stickler for punctuality. We started the stated meeting at 12 today, which I was very happy about. And yes, we need to do that. People come to our hearings, they take off of work, they have childcare issues, they're waiting hours just for the hearings. That's unacceptable. And for stated meeting, they will start in time. We're moving the land use and finance votes and moving them to the day prior. That will mean that things can move forward in a more timely fashion. So it's those little things that really matter. We have to respect everyone's time.
On behalf of Room 9, I think the reporters in City Hall will thank you for that as well. Well, best of luck with everything. We look forward to continuing the conversation. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Errol. Thank you so much.